The city is a shelter, inspired by Jaime Lerner's book Urban Acupuncture, specifically the Love for the City chapter. Let's all think about Boston. Me, on my part, I think of third spaces that are the city's roots. How can they be elevated to truly become our home away from home? I think of our very own jewel, the emerald necklace, and the mysterious Dorchesterway, the final link. Too many buildings, not enough room, not fit for pleasure travelers, thought Olmsted. Excluding Columbia Road excluded the people of Dorchester. Complete the necklace and fasten it around our Dorchester neighbors. I think of Roxbury, of Malcolm X Boulevard, of the Dudley Street Neighborhood Initiative heroes who courageously stood up in the face of the BRA. They proved that our longtime residents are our best city planners, and because of them, the heart of Boston's black culture is preserved. I think of the Haley House Cafe, nurturing our community while fostering economic independence. The redemptive warmth of the Haley House Bakery comforts and employs our neighbors with barriers to employment. Sustainable, scalable, supportive. I dream of a Haley House Cafe in every Boston neighborhood. I think of Mattapan, of Blue Hills Ave, of ethnic transitions, of white flight. There's a wildlife sanctuary, you say? The abandoned bear cages at Franklin Park Zoo make for a creepy outing, says a Boston guidebook. Mattapan needs its very own theastergates, downtown Chicago's cultural-driven redevelopment authority. Stop. Mattapan needs a cultural-driven revolution. Black Cinema House, Arts Plus Housing Collaboratives, a Place Lab. Come one, come all, Boston philanthropists, invest in a Mattapan triple-decker and turn a vacant building into a cultural institution. I think of the forgotten public theater in Alston-Brighton, once bringing neighbors together on the banks of the Charles. Music, theater, fun for all ages. Now lies vacant, waiting, wanting new players. The tale is not done. Look east on the Charles to the Esplanade for inspiration. Bring back music, performance, encourage picnics and cheer. Dreams across the Atlantic to Vondel Park, a waterside cafe or tea house, a tolerant attitude towards imbibing and delight. I think of Chinatown, the hub of Asian American life in New England. I think of dumplings, dim sum, pho, banh mi. I think of the colors of the Autumn Moon Festival, yellow lanterns, red dragons, orange kimonos. I think of Chinatown Park, an overlooked multi-ethnic gem. A thoughtful visit allows us to gain insight into Asian American culture and further appreciate our global neighbors from the East. I think of downtown Boston, the Boston Common, Shakespeare in the Park, the public gardens, make way for ducklings. I think of the Boston Public Market, free samples, organic tea, craft beer. Where's the Haitian patty? Where's the arepa? Where's the kibe? The flavors, textures, and aromas of our wildly diverse foreign-born brothers and sisters. They must be proactively invited to the table, invited to host a stand at the market that features their cuisine. I think of Hyde Park, a small town in the city, rich in architectural diversity from industrial to Victorian, home to a beloved and fearless leader, Mayor Menino. I think of the grant to enhance Sharon Woods. Can we strive for more than trees and trails? Let the good times roll, like City Park and NOLA. Theater, sculptures, tennis, golf. I think of Sharon Woods as an enchanted forest that exudes the magical powers of equity and diversity. I think of South Boston, its proud Irish-American heritage. I think of the St. Patrick's Day Parade, Castle Island, Boston accents, beaches. I think of the South Boston waterfront, of fish piers, of boatyards, of warehouses. The land once one with the harbor, now breaking beneath us with rising corporate canyons. I think of hope when I think of the seaport. Cover the old North Ave Bridge with art. Host a Boston Neighborhood World Series on the fields at Moakley Park. I think of fostering a sense of community and belonging among neighbors. I think of our cold, salty sea rising, and we must now use nature as our guide. I think of the Boston skyline. A great city must have a silhouette. A city skyline is like a key, a unique pattern that unlocks its spirit and strength. No matter your race, religion, or socioeconomic status, you see the same skyline. Every time I see the Boston skyline, the simplicity and familiarity fosters a sense of place and pride. I think of the Prudential and the Hancock Towers competing for attention, and unbeknownst to them, they're in perfect balance. I think of the shelters, the third spaces. The city should be one great encompassing shelter. I think of Boston today, because the city I think of now will be with me forever.